is Timothy, and today we're working on my 1967 Plymouth Valiant. It has a 225 slant 6. It does run, automatic transmission, 4-door. Oh, the door's a little bit hard to open. It is, I've done a little bit of work to it. AC car, which is going to be changed. The interior is not too bad. Somebody has done a custom paint job to the car. Bit of red interior, but it doesn't look bad. The floors, as far as I know, is solid. The car is pretty solid. I mean, there's hardly any rust. The trunk's been painted somewhat, actually saved really well. I had picked this up a while back and I had started working on it. The car does run, surprisingly stop. They have done some work to the brakes. I've changed the wheels because it had two different sets of wheels off another car I had, and tires are rollable and have tread. For how long, I have no idea. And today, I am working on the wiring. It has a couple little issues. The key switch was pulled apart, and it's got a couple little odd ends. I've already changed this out to a better one. Cleaning it up. Make this probably a little bit longer. A little bit too short. And then that right there. Yeah, that's the main power that goes into the car. That needs to be fixed. But that's my plan for it today, is to fix the wiring and probably pull out the front seat so I can pull out the carpet, or at least the front half, and see what the floors are like, so that way I can also pull out the heater box, or heater and AC box. I'm going to exchange that for a regular heater box, because what I found out on the wiring harness is that all the heater stuff is bad. Which I got the dash and everything, but it's inside the shop at the moment. I'm going to use this heater box for another car that I got. And it's got a good dash pad on. I think somebody's replaced it, or that's one of them, that's probably one of those plastic covers that somebody glued on. It needs a little bit of door panel work. But I'm gonna start working on the wiring harness, and I'll show you when I get done with it. A little bit of an update. I have worked on the wiring a little bit up front. That plastic connector was melted. That was like a time getting that piece out, and then searching for the little clip. I'll show you. I don't have one of the ends for these little plastic pieces here. You get the little coupling. So I took that off. I'll just tape that up. That piece is a pain in the butt, especially when it gets melted. Don't quite want to go in. It's in, I think. I'll find out whenever I get the bulkhead back in here and plug it in and see if the wire pops out. Usually they do. When they're melted, the little pieces that hold it in are gone or chewed up. It's 50-year-old plastic. It's gonna happen. I got the seat pulled out. Luckily, I only had 2 bolts holding it. One was broke and the other one just wasn't in it. Bad news. Probably need to fix that. This piece is a little bit rotted. I'm not quite sure exactly what that piece is specifically for. They just... Oh. Okay, well that's for the spring, so... I see. Weld me a little piece onto there. Fix that. That way it's held properly. I guess I gotta take the track off, fix that bolt. I've done that before. Not with the bench seat though. Usually with buckets. Oops, sorry with the camera turn. New to this. This one's pretty good. Clean it up. No brush. Spring's good. Seat's actually really good underneath. I do notice this cable was broke. And it was a pain in the butt trying to get the seat to move. I will probably just replace that with baling wire. That'd probably work. Well, floor doesn't look too bad yet. I'm going to pull the carpet out and I'll be right back. So I got the carpet pulled out. The floors look like it has been, well, the carpet looks like it's been took out before, which I believe somebody has worked on this car, because this is silver and the car is not silver. It's originally the gold, and well, that's not gold, that's silver. But they saved it, whoever did that, because this floor does hold water. It's like a pond when it rains, mainly on that side. That side's always filled up with water. The carpet's not tore. It came out in one piece, actually. Which is kind of the first for me. Oh, there's a paused it there. Now I know what that button is, a pause button. Found a wire, and that's literally all that is, a wire. But yeah, the carpet doesn't look too bad until the chicken poops on it. And I don't know, may try to clean it, power wash it, reuse it maybe. Heck, may just give it a try and just like paint it. I don't know. It's not like I'm losing out. Half my cars don't even have carpet anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. I may just experiment with it, and if it worked, it worked. If it smells terrible or something, I'll just take it out and be done with it. Yeah, I'm gonna probably vacuum this out. Take the back seat the rest of the way out, or again. And I am going to work on getting that heater box out. That might be a little bit interesting. Haven't took one out with an AC yet, especially with the underdash. I don't think it'd be too bad though. Clean it out. And I will show you the progress update. Okay, so I got the heater box out. Actually, a little bit easier than what I thought. That piece was a little bit interesting to get out. I was unthreading the right bolts, but I had two sets of nuts on it. One held the bolt into the dash frame, and the other one held this piece on. About right in here. And after about a minute or two screwing it, it was not coming off. But these little holes down here go up there, and there's a nut, and that's what was holding it. Then that just slips off. Here's the AC heater box, and they're pretty much the same. A little bit of differences. So you have your regular heat box here, which is in front of there, and you can see that part wiggling. And then this is the AC part pretty much, with the blower motor on the AC part. And here is a regular heater box. As you can tell, a little bit of difference. The AC has the firewall mount bolts here, 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 and here. This one does not have any. It actually has a round dish, which I don't have with this particular box. I'll have to go look and see if I can find one or rob one off a car that has the heater box on it. Which I don't really want to do yet. But I believe it has the big washer. It goes on the firewall on these 4 bolts and it pinches it. Which, that thing's not heavy. And there's also a little rod, which don't have it on this box, that goes in here. Matter of fact, this one, which I just learned today, is there because, well, I kind of pulled it from the bottom of the box because it was hanging up. And it didn't feel like it, felt more like a wire, and I just ploop, and it went right on through there. No big deal. I'll use the rod for the other one, and I just put a big washer on this one whenever I get ready to use it. Other than that, all I gotta do on the firewall is plug off a couple holes. Probably going to build me a bigger washer. Fabricate me one. I don't think the factory one's gonna work very well. That way it covers up this hole, and that's gonna be the main mounting. Interesting. I might have to figure out what I'm gonna do there. I don't know exactly if these are compatible. I think they're close enough that it'll work. I'll plug these 2 holes off for the AC, and then plug all these little holes off. Probably gonna use a 3-speed wiper on another car, so that's probably gonna come off. I have a 2-speed that's gonna go in it, mainly because the switch is messed up. Don't feel like ordering a switch. So, I'm probably gonna do a little bit more cleaning on the floor. I don't know about today. What I'm probably gonna do next, probably go ahead and pull that wiper motor off since I have good access. I mean, don't have any better than that. So I'll probably go ahead and change that out, make sure mine works, and I need to test that motor on this heater box to make sure it works. And I need to blow it out. So, I guess I'm gonna do that, and hopefully I can do that before I run out of daylight or it gets too cold. So, alright, so a little bit of update. I got the other windshield wiper motor in. That one does work. Already pre-tested it. Been working on this defroster unit. I kind of put it in as a comparison. And this hole here is bigger. And plugging off, you know, the other holes, not gonna be that big of a deal. But I'm gonna have to build me, since this is the main holding spot for the other heater box, I'm probably just gonna cut me down a piece to adapt into this piece as like a little big washer plate, so that way that will get fixed, and I'll either weld or silicone or sheet metal screw the other pieces to plug them off. I've tested the heater core for the box, took it apart. Good thing, because it needed to be clean. And well, I want to test this, and the way I test it, if air can go through it, water is going to go through it. And one way to tell if they're bad, if I can do this here, put that over here. I can block off a little bit with my thumb. As you can tell, not a lot of pressure going through it. If water can go through that, air can go through it that easy, water can go through it. So, I'll have to either pick me up one, or I might have a heater box in the other car that I'm going to eventually convert anyways to the AC. I might see if it's any good. Another way to tell if this is bad is there's water coming out of that pipe. I never did put water in it, so yeah, no good. No. So I replace that. While I'm losing daylight and it's getting a little chilly, I'm going to put all the pieces for the box. Probably put the box back together without the heated core in it. And I'm probably going to finish up the wiring. I don't think that's going to be in the way of anything. If it is, it's mostly going to be around on the... Most of the stuff on these are on this side. Okay, it's a little door up so I don't break it, and then clean that out. These are bad about greasing up and breaking the little hinges off. As you can see, that one's already bending. Spray it down and get it loose. Probably do that first. Take some of this old insulation that's falling out from here. Some of it needs to come out. Windshield wipers all installed. So basically, finish up the wiring. Okay, so I'm putting the wiring together. And the dash for the oil pressure, what is it? The oil pressure and the oil pressure and brake light on this gauge cluster. The little lens is right there. You can tell, not one there. There's got one. Well, this is what it was. Pretty broke. Which is just a light, so it's still a reflector there. But that kind of bugged me. Well, that I completely made. Because if you go over here, this was dashed out of a 2nd gen, I think. I don't know. Just randomly had it around. Same thickness. Cut it out with air tool. It goes everywhere. It looked like a spider web all over me. But I'm going to put this all back together. Super glue because it had the little melted tings. Might be able to melt it. I don't know. I'll probably just super glue it. It'd be easier. Put that in and I'll get the dash all put in. So I got to looking at the dash and I found out that that little pin right there broke off. It should be right there. What I'm going to do is sand this down with a little bit of a fine sandpaper or emery cloth and see if I can solder it back on. Maybe it worked. Don't. Just no left blinker. Maybe I might have bored somewhere. I just don't know if the year difference is the same. But you know how it goes. Alright, so I got it all back together. Gauge does not look busted anymore. It looks like that. This would have been what it was. It's pretty terrible. And there was a little ceramic piece on the back of the amp gauge. Right there. That blew apart, and that keeps it from shorting out from the back of the metal case. So what I did, that was a failed one, took one of these little plastic wire nuts, took the spring out, drilled me a hole through it, cut it down to about right there, and that allowed me to center it back up to keep it from shorting out. So that should be all good. Nope. And there's the repair. I did test it. It seemed to be working in line. I took a little small drill bit and lined it up from the back here because I had to take this whole circuit board off. I did get it a little bit hot right there. Did get that bubbled up a little bit. Got a little bit too hot. I'm using a torch. Maybe it'll hold. Alright, let's get this in the car. Alright, so it's the next day. I got the wiring all put together, Amy's running. I'm still having a little bit of electrical problems. Dash is all in, it's just kind of loosely in there. Might be because of bad ground. The only thing that's not working is, of course, right blinker, but it is working, just not on the dash. The brake and oil light works. The alternator seems to be working. Temperature gauge, it's been running for a little bit. It's gone up a little bit. Fuel gauge probably don't work. The brake lights are not working. And the instrument panel lights are not working. So I gotta figure out what to do on that. It is also raining. So I'm probably just gonna let it sit in here and warm up, and I'm going to figure out what in the world's going on here. Alright, I'll keep you updated. Alright, so I got everything fixed. I gotta put the fuse box back in completely. Most of my problem was bad connection on fuse box. and the switch hasn't been used in a while, so after turning it on and off and moving it, it started to work. Bad light bulbs, which is why the blinker wasn't working. Everything seems to work. I think I got a couple of lights in the back that are out. I thought these were originally reverse lights, but they're not. I guess these are the reverse lights, which I don't have reverse lights still. I'm thinking it's in that switch in the column. This one does work with park light. This one does not. I'm assuming it's the bulb. I have to double check them. But pretty much got it working. All the gauge lights work. Temperature gauge, I did let it warm. It does warm. The amp gauge works. The gasoline, well, it ran out of gas, so it's, as of now, it's probably correct. I gotta get the wiring harness for the windshield wiper that goes from the firewall to the windshield wiper, but it seems to be working, I believe. At least I'm getting power through these. So, I believe that'll wrap it up for this car for now. I'm not too worried about the bulbs in the back yet. I'll finish up the heater and maybe wiring up a radio at some point. Finish cleaning up, probably weld that patch. And I gotta figure out what to do about the heater box. But I think that'll do it. Thank you for watching.